Greetings.
Howdy, everybody.
Good. What is it? Evening?
Yeah, it's the evening,
April 24th?
April 24th, 2023. And what an eventful day it has been, I'd say.
Yeah. Well, they did a good job of trying to, what's the word? Um, distract from the crimes by making some very public terminations today.
Yeah, everything's been, well, it's kind of been like a build-up, right? Because, like, a lot of stuff has been going on in the mainstream media. You got
Well,
the,
that's the thing. See, people who are paying attention, who are truly paying attention, know this is all. So, before we go into it, let's explain what we're going to discuss.
All right, so basically, we are going to explain to you guys the real reason why Tucker Carlson was fired.
The real reason.
Yeah.
So, just for the record, um,
You want me to say it or you say it?
well, let's go into the build up of some other things that's going to explain why the real reason took place.
Gotcha.
I wanted to explain things like the Hunter Biden and the Joe Biden situation.
What's good, JD?
So, with the Hunter Biden and the Joe Biden situation, you'll find like last Friday, there was some more investigations taking place with Hunter Biden and Joe Biden, and the mainstream media is not reporting any of this.
Nope.
But Hunter Biden, I'm sorry, Joe Biden basically said that the Hunter Biden laptop was false.
And he said it's kind of like frivolous, right?
Yeah, he
Like
said it was fake. And he specifically said that 51 FBI officials wrote a letter basically debunking the Hunter laptop story as Russian propaganda and Russian disinformation. This is what Joe Biden said. And he even said this during his campaign. And I saw videos of that. You can see for yourself. In addition to that, a whistleblower has come forward, hooray for the whistleblower, who stated that the investigation going on with Hunter Biden is getting preferential treatment, and they're allowing him to get away with things that other people are currently doing and other people we're going to jail for. And something else that the mainstream media has not reported. There was an attack by Russia on a place in the Ukraine that killed 300 of the top generals or advisors to the Ukraine war. It pretty much gutted them. So it's put Ukraine in a horrible place. This is going to end pretty quickly and pretty badly. The mainstream media is telling you that Ukraine is winning, and it's like, gosh, who's stupid enough to believe that Ukraine is beating Russia? I mean, come on, just use your common sense for a while. So,
oh, and let's also not forget that, we're just learning that, from a 21-year-old that was working at the Pentagon.
No, he's a National Guard agent.
I'm sorry.
He's 20. Texera, I believe his name.
I don't
He's
know
the
his
person
name.
who was who leaked the documents on a gaming site, showing
It's
that
what's it called?
Discord.
Discord. Yeah, Discord.
So this young man, 21 years old, they're gonna try to what's the guy name? The guy who's in prison right now. He put out
Julian Assange.
They're going to try to Julian Assange this guy. And FYI, Julian Assange is about to get out of prison after 13 years. Anybody been following that? You know what that means. So these things are taking place. The Ukraine war the Ukraine is getting pounded.
Yeah, but I was trying to get to, we're learning that not only have we been financing the Russian and Ukraine war that we're not a part of, but we're financing it. But not only that, we've extended our military. So remember when our military just got yanked out of Afghanistan just like for no reason and just out of the blue, and just everybody is just up in arms? Well, they didn't come home. They literally just went over to Ukraine.
So, what we've been told on mainstream media is that the Ukrainians are fighting the Russians and doing such a great job.
Yeah.
Understand that they actually have American troops on the ground in Ukraine fighting directly against Russian troops. There are American troops fighting in this war. It is crazy, but daisy. It is so crazy.
Cray cray.
So, you got a couple of things that took place. And the only person who was telling the truth about what's going on, for example, if anyone's been following the January 6th thing, that whole fake thing that the FBI did and set that whole thing up and they've still got people in prison who's been there for more than 2 years.
No FBI agents, just regular
citizens. They're still in prison right now and have not even received the trial. Some people have been sentenced up to 10 years in prison for their actions, which basically was destruction of property and maybe vandalism. And they haven't even received the trial yet. But our Constitution is supposed to guarantee it's a fair and speedy trial. So that's not right. So here comes this cat by the name of Tucker Carlson, who I used to have a real disdain for. And he's dangerous. He's a very dangerous man. Tucker Carlson's very dangerous. Tucker Carlson is the one who exposed, the only one, and not being on the Republican side or Democratic side, that the January 6th was a hoax and the FBI actually did these things. And when I mean only one mainstream who had a voice to be able to speak these things. He showed us how the police officers that claim were killed there were still alive and were perfectly fine. And he also showed that the person known as the shaman, what was it called? Something shaman?
I don't know. The man who had all the face paint on
He's a
and all
shaman.
that stuff.
Yeah, it showed how he was being escorted around the Capitol by the police. So, the QAnon shaman.
There you go.
The QAnon shaman. And they gave him 4 years. I want you guys to understand, this guy's a soldier. He's a patriot. He's a patriot, a real patriot. So, he also exposed, I'm not sure if he exposed it, but everyone's kind of talking about it now, except the mainstream media, that 51 FBI agents lied and wrote a letter stating that the Hunter Biden laptop was Russia propaganda. I want you to understand that the FBI had this laptop for an entire year. Please understand, the FBI had the Hunter Biden laptop in 2019. And instead of going public with it and saying, hey, it's a problem here, the president's son has got a laptop out here where he's showing his penis, smoking crack.
The laptop from hell.
Yeah.
That's Trump's word.
Yeah. You know, he's got his penis out, he's smoking crack, and he found that he's getting money from foreign entities that he's not, hasn't been disclosing that he's been dealing with. So, who's that? Black
Salutes the Alkinator. The Alkinator.
The Alkinator?
The Alkinator.
The Alkinator. Okay. So your friendly FBI agents, 51 of them signed documents stating that the laptop that they had in their possession, and I'll say this again, the FBI had the laptop in their possessions. 51 agents wrote fraudulent letters stating that it was Russian disinformation in 2019 prior to the 2020 election. Because, you know, I think the American public would have had a problem electing Joe Biden as the president, knowing his son is got his smoking crack, getting money from China, getting money from the Ukraine. And also in the Ukraine, Hunter Biden's actions were so egregious that the prosecutor for Ukraine, I'm not sure which one, you can see for yourself, started investigating Hunter Biden. and you'll see a speech that Joe Biden gave explaining that if they don't dismiss the charges against Hunter Biden, I'm going to hold your money up. So they fired the prosecutor in order for Joe Biden to give them their money. So you also find that, again, 51 FBI agents, the FBI and the CIA are corrupt as fuck. Y'all don't understand that these organizations.
Shout out Big Philly Dog.
Oh, what's up, Big Philly Dog? OG, how you doing, brother? Y'all don't understand that when they finally, when the FBI and the CIA no longer exist, you're going to experience a blissful existence for a long time. You understand that all of the conflicts in the world right now are caused by the CIA.
It's the Smiths from the Matrix.
Yeah,
they're everywhere.
Literally, as far as Ukraine, like, people don't know that the Ukraine was the Ukraine democratically elected government was overthrown in 2014 by Nazis by our CIA. Our CIA overthrew a democratically elected president. And in Ukraine in 2014, the war had already started. You just didn't know about it. They're not reporting it. The same way they're not reporting that Ukrainians are dying by the hundreds of thousands, soldiers and civilians. So Tucker Carlson kind of showed you, though, everyone, if you look for yourself, don't believe me, you're going to see 51 FBI agents wrote letters and lied. They lied and said that the Hunter Biden laptop was Russian disinformation, even though they had it in their possessions since 2019, a whole year. They had it in their possession in November of 2019, a year before the 2020 election. They just flat out lied. They were so-called fired, but you know, they just went and got a job somewhere else. Also, the big reason, if anybody's following this thing and you want to know why Tucker Carlson really got fired, why don't you tell them why Tucker Carlson really got fired, baby?
All right, I'll do it.
You do it.
I'll do it.
You do it.
All right. The real reason, okay, so let's just throw out why they're saying Tucker Carlson was fired first.
Now listen, before I'm not to cut you off, listen. We ain't no Tucker Carlson dick riders over here. So just let me explain things, because people are going to feel a certain kind of way because Tucker Carlson has said some things that have been, I didn't particularly care for his stance in the past.
Well, let me
and
just
he's
say
at Fox
this.
News.
Let me just say this. After COVID, I feel like everybody had a restart. I feel like everybody had an opportunity to throw away a lot of bias, a lot of old ideals and just mindsets. So, you know, I just started recently watching Tucker Carlson, maybe within this past year, I'd say. And since I've been watching him this past year, he has consistently been given the best source of news that I've been possibly able to receive from mainstream media. Everyone else is just flat out lying and pushing an agenda.
And let me cut you off real quick. You're going to hear people tell you that because of this Dominion lawsuit, you're going to remember that Trump...
Well, that's what we were going at. That's what we was getting to.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I've been drinking.
Yeah, I know. He said he don't want to cut me off, but he cut me off. But anyway... The reason...
I didn't want to cut you off.
Give me some of that drink. Let me cut you off.
There you go.
Thanks. The reason that people have been giving you reasonings for why, well, first they weren't even saying he was fired, but now that's come out that he was actually fired. He had no idea
he showed up for work
that he was going to be fired. The reason that everybody is saying is because of this voter dominion fraud stuff, all right?
And it's not an accident that this voter machine company is called Dominion. Because
exactly.
Remember, it's all biblical, because remember they gave Adam and Eve dominion over earth.
Look at you dropping all that biblical stuff.
I used to be a Bible boy.
You over there reading Bible secretly?
Used to.
All right, fair enough. All right, so that's what mainstream media is saying, that it's because Fox News and everybody has been hit with this humongous lawsuit, like $800+ million lawsuit, and they just so happened to have a 60-minute interview with this
Ray Epps.
Ray Epps. Ray Epps was one of the people who
He was one of the
supposedly
implants.
spearheaded the
Ray Epps is the person at January 6th. He
Yeah.
was the guy who was telling everybody in the crowd that we need to storm the Capitol. Let's storm the Capitol.
Right.
And he was rushing people to the Capitol building, and he was destroying things inside the Capitol building. So he was doing so much crazy stuff at this particular protest that the people in the crowd start cheering for him and telling them, start chanting against him, saying, hey, stay away from him. He is a Fed.
Right.
He is a Fed. Fed.
Tucker Carlson exposed that. So anyway, back to what we were talking about. So you got two things going on. You got the potential lawsuit, and you have the 60-minute interview that was done last night with this guy who was saying that Tucker Carlson ruined his life.
One
okay?
second. Explain about Dominion and the voter fraud before we go any further. Explain the Tucker
Why
Carlson.
don't you do that, baby?
I sure will. This here, she
He's
got
antsy.
she's got a crescendo because it fits in. But for the Dominion lawsuit, Fox News got sued for $780 million, blah blah blah, because this company called Dominion, they were doing the they were doing the voting machines. They owned the voting machines. So they won a lawsuit. A settlement of $780 million against Fox News. So the mainstream media, when you hear them talk, when they tell you this live, you know they're lying. So I'm gonna let you know now. So when you hear it, you be like, you know what? These SOBs are lying. They trying to say that he probably got fired because Fox News was pushing that it was voter fraud in the Dominion lawsuit. Well, you're gonna find that if you follow Tucker Carlson, which most people don't, I watch everybody. I watch everything's FYI. So it's not just him. I watch everybody because I need to be in the know.
We don't watch Don Lemon though.
We'll talk about him later.
Okay.
Tucker Carlson was the only person in mainstream media who said that he did not believe in the Dominion lawsuit. He publicly stated that he did not believe it was voter fraud.
Yep.
And the person who was bringing it up was not credible, and he was not going to talk to her. So Tucker Carlson was not one of the commentators saying that it was voter fraud. So Tucker Carlson has nothing to do with Dominion. He was actually saying he don't think there was voter fraud.
Yeah. Now what?
But the mainstream media is telling you and most people that Tucker Carlson, because Tucker Carlson's at Fox, and they know that most people are too lazy to even look to see whether or not he said it or not.
But not just that, they get to flip his narrative, because he is saying that the election kind of was tampered with in regards to this Hunter Biden laptop, and which it was. You know, you're suppressing some very, very instrumental judgment making information before an election. So they get to flip it and say, well, he was throwing out doubt, and he was throwing out, you know, all of these theories about, you know, the election may have been rigged and all these kind of things. Well, the election was, whether it was through the machines or whether it was from suppressing some really, really important information that people probably wanted to know about prior to voting for the zombie in the White House right now.
And quick question, how many of you would have voted for Joe Biden if you knew that his son was smoking crack? And I'm not trying to belittle anybody with addictions, because I don't even believe in addictions.
No,
anymore.
listen, forget about the smoking crack and the penis everywhere. Let's just stick with the fact that he's working directly with these other countries who we're not supposed to be dealing with like that. Like, let's just stick to that. Yeah, like, forget the penis coming down the sliding board.
The little pink penis.
Yes. Forget the crack that he was smoking with the call girl. Forget that. Forget the extracurriculum activity. Let's just stick with these documents, these bank statements with these foreign countries that are not supposed to be going down with us and our government. So let's just stick to the facts.
And the fact is, Joe Biden specifically told the Justice Department to put out this press release saying it was Russian disinformation.
Right.
So that was directed. The reason why the FBI wrote the letter is because Joe Biden and Merrick Garland, the AG, were told, Joe Biden told Merrick Garland to do it, and the FBI did it. So that was done by the behest of Joe Biden. I'll make you another one.
Boom. Thank you. So, let's get to it. All right. The real reason that Tucker Carlson has been fired is because he is single-handedly the only media, mainstream media, that has acknowledged RFK Jr.'s running for president in 2024. Now, if you all are not familiar with who Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is, it is the son of Bobby Kennedy and the nephew of John Kennedy, okay? Now, he's been in the headlines because he's been an advocate for people who have been vaccine damaged. They always fire or kill their puppies when they finish with them. Absolutely, that's right. That's absolutely right. Robert Kennedy, he's running for the presidential election in 2024. Tucker Carlson is the only media that has interviewed him for this whole thing. Now, you would think this is a big deal, right? Considering that he is a Democratic president, he's a Democratic potential president running for the seat, when we already have a Democratic president in the seat. Like, that's kind of like unheard of. It's not supposed to be that way. Biden hasn't even confirmed that he's running or not yet, but everybody is pretty much saying that the zombie's going to come back. He's going to run again. So, zombies never die. So, the fact that a Democratic prospect has jumped into the ring, and then you're talking about a Kennedy, this is a big deal. Well, why isn't any of the news talking about this? They're not talking about it because of what Robert Kennedy is talking about, and he's already 14%.
Already 14%.
Already 14% up in the polls in regards to people liking the idea. Now, I don't go by their statistics and their polls and stuff like that, but apparently there was some fake poll taken where 70% of the people who voted for Joe Biden do not want him back in office. 70%. So now you have Robert Kennedy running, which none of the media is covering. None of the media is covering. He just publicly came out, sometime last week. Last week, he came out in Massachusetts and did a rally because he was announcing that he was running for president.
It's presidential bid.
That's right. And if anybody, where's your iPhone? So I can just kind of play what he is talking about and how, listen, he will take the MAGA people, because the MAGA people who are, kind of feeling some kind of way about Trump are going to go right on over to him, because the reason that Trump is losing a lot of his MAGA people are, one, because he let those January 6th people just sit in prison.
Yeah, he's not supporting the January 6th.
Yeah. Two, because he's backpedaled in regards to
that jabby jab,
that jibbity jabby jab.
Listen,
what I mean?
The MAGA folks are mad.
They're mad about
a lot
that.
of people mad about that jabby jab.
Yeah.
And RFK said that he is going to investigate the DOJ, but most importantly, RFK said he is going to break the CIA into 1,000 pieces. Can you dig it?
Can you dig it? Can you
RFK said as president, he's going to destroy the CIA.
Listen to this, y'all. Listen to this. Now, this is the new president here.
Yeah, so this is why Tucker Carlson got fired, because
he's the only person who has interviewed this huge presidential candidate.
Understand, RFK is going to be the next president. He's going to beat Biden and Trump if they run.
Yeah.
Understand that RFK, the things he's saying is going to resonate with
Right.
everybody,
And
regardless
listen,
of party.
and don't be surprised if Tucker Carlson is somewhere within that administration. I don't know if it'll be VP or something like that, but trust me, Tucker Carlson, he gonna be all right.
Oh, yeah, I read it.
He
They
a
had to pay him out.
millionaire. He a millionaire, and not to mention, he's getting in bed with the right people. He's even though he has said some things that we don't agree with. You know what I mean? He's at this time in history, he's trying to get on the right side of it.
So let me say this. Why are you looking for that? The
I got
reason
it.
why Tucker Carlson is so dangerous is because of he has this one particular strength that you need to be able to win everything. Tucker Carlson is a man who has the ability to change his mind.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Exactly.
Tucker Carlson
Exactly.
of today is not the same Tucker Carlson
No.
of the Iraq War.
Nope.
Tucker Carlson, if you follow him a little bit, you're gonna hear him say that I was wrong,
Yeah.
and I'm ashamed of myself, and I was pushing the Iraq War, but when I went to Iraq and saw what was really going on, I realized I was a part of that, and I don't want to be a part of that anymore. So he became the most dangerous thing in the world. He became a man who was able to change his mind.
And
A man who
that's
can change his
integrity.
mind.
That's integrity. That's
Absolutely,
a
that's
person that's
dangerous.
willing to say I was wrong about something.
Mhm.
You know, let me revisit this and not just stay stuck
And I'm not
in
going along with it
the
this time.
idiocracy.
Mhm.
You know, that's a big deal. That is it really says something. It says a lot about a person. Indeed, he also once said that he supporting Iraq was one of his regrets. Exactly.
right.
Exactly. Yes.
That's
Like
right.
he's in fact he said he was embarrassed and he's
embarrassed.
ashamed.
They changed
He
him
was
as a human being.
ashamed. Yeah.
You know, so a lot of people don't know that and won't know that. And listen, I'm not trying to take up for the guy. I don't
But
know
no,
him
my whole
personally.
thing is forget all of that. Forget about knowing him personally. You know yourself. How much shit have you done in the past that you can look back at and be like, you know, I really fucked up here. You know what I mean? Like, none of us are perfect. So forget looking at Tucker Carlson or anything. Look at you. Look at you. Look at how many times you've changed your mind.
Listen, I used to call Benjamin Crump a gorilla, and I regret calling him a gorilla. He's a booger wolf. Go ahead, do your thing, baby.
All right, I'm gonna play this little clip for y'all so y'all can hear what the Democratic presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy is saying that he wants to do when he becomes president. Listen to what this man is saying.
Show tonight. He joins us now. Bobby, thanks so much for coming on. So you are, of course, being dismissed as a vaccine nut, but watching your announcement today, it wasn't about pharma even so much as it was about America's place in the world and what do we do about it. If you wouldn't mind summarizing for our viewers where you think we are and what you think we ought to do.
Well, I gave a long speech, Tucker, and thank you again for having me on.
Of course.
And for that very kind of an introduction. You know, I think that the general theme of my speech was this corrupt merger of state and corporate power, which is turning our country into a corporate kleptocracy.
Fair use.
Into a system of socialism for the rich, and this kind of cushy socialism for the rich, and this kind of brutal, merciless capitalism for the poor. It keeps us in a state of war. It bails out banks at the same time that last month, the United States government told 30 million people it was cutting their their food stamp checks by 90%. It took 15 million people off of Medicare. The same month, it gave $300 million to the Silicon Valley Bank and tapped up the cost of the Ukraine war to $113 billion. We're sending $113 billion to the Ukraine. The entire budget of EPA is $12 billion. The budget of CDC is $11 billion. We have 57% of American citizens could not put their hands on $1,000 if they have an emergency. A quarter of our citizens are hungry. So we're cutting welfare and food stamps by 90%. And we're paying, and we're bailing out the bankers. We're paying for a war that, we can't afford. And with the way that we do this is by printing money. We've printed 10 centuries of money in the last 14 years. And that caused the inflation, which raises food price, which is a tax on the poor. Oh, we've raised food prices for basic foods like chicken, dairy, and milk by 76% in the last 2 years. And now we're cutting people's food stamps and bailing out banks the same month. It doesn't make any sense. And we need to get rid of this kind of corporate control of our government. It comes from our democracy is devolving into kind of a corporate plutocracy.
I would think that what you just said, and I'll just be honest, I agree with most of it. But even if I didn't, I would think, boy, that's a really interesting thing to say. You have a coherent worldview. You've written a lot of books on these topics. You've clearly thought about it. You're not in it for the money. So don't these issues deserve a wide hearing before the public entering a presidential year? It seems to me that they do.
I would think they would, and particularly the issues of war. And, my son went over and fought in the Ukraine. As I said today, I think people, the major doyens, sort of diplomatic, the most respected diplomatic gurus like Henry Kissinger and Jack Matlock and Larry Wilkinson have all said the Ukraine war is a huge problem for our country because from a geopolitical standpoint, it's driving the Russians close to the Chinese, which is the worst thing for us. But we're there for the right reasons because we have tremendous compassion for the Ukrainian people and the illegal invasion, the brutality, and also their valor and their courage. My own son was serving over there. He joined a special forces unit as a machine gunner. He fought in the Kharkiv offensive. Americans care about the underdog. They care about that kind of suffering. But the question is, why are we in the Ukraine? Because Lloyd Austin, the Secretary of Defense, said that we're there to exhaust the Russians. President Biden has said that we're there to deplatform, to depose Vladimir Putin. And if that's why we're there, and we're killing a lot of Ukrainians as pawns in a proxy war between two great powers. Here's one last thing I would say. Nobody talks about this. There's 14,000 Ukrainian civilians who have died, but 300,000 troops. The Russians are killing Ukrainians at a 7-to-1 to 8-to-1 ratio. They cannot sustain this. What we're being told about this war is just not true.
No, it's not true. And I would hope, despite the fact you criticize their advertisers, other media outlets would have enough respect for our country and for its voters to give what you said a hearing, because I think it's really important. And we're, again, grateful that you came on our show tonight. You're always welcome. Bobby Kennedy Jr., thank you.
All right, so you heard Tucker Carlson is pretty
He's
much
a conservative.
disgusted.
He's a conservative
and
Republican.
he's pretty much disgusted to the fact that the other platforms aren't even
discussing.
they're not even not even acknowledging. They're not even
like discussing.
it's like they're not even
They're ignoring them.
Yeah, like they're not even respectful enough to say that he exists.
Yeah.
You know, like he's even there.
Yeah, so that's why he got fired.
That
Robert
is why.
F. Kennedy, he speaks with a soft voice, but he's saying the things that need to be said.
That's
because,
right.
Listen, he's talking about things that should resonate with us Americans. Or chocolate.
Listen, listen, he's telling you how they're collapsing your dollar.
Well, check it out. But this thing
10
about like this.
centuries, we've printed more than 10 centuries worth of money. Do you guys have any idea how that destabilizes the dollar?
And understand that Donald Trump and Joe Biden, they want that fight because both of them are, different. They're both right and left hands, but they're systematic people. And Donald Trump is going to lose a lot of his followers just because of all of the jibby-jabbies that Donald Trump enacted.
Yeah, he backpedaled, because in the beginning, before he was even elected, he was saying, how the jibby-jabbies are, doing things to people and children and different things like that. And then this thing happens, and he's saying, hoorah to these jibbity-jabbities, get more hibbity-dibbities.
Yep, and understand this. I want you all to write down one name, text it to yourself, and look at this person. His name is Larry Fink. I'm gonna say it 3 more times. Larry Fink, Larry Fink, Larry Fink, Larry Fink, Larry Fink.
And tell me what you think.
Dig it, you should be a rapper. You should be a rapper. See, you like that drink I got you. Clearly my drink is potent, has potent powers. It's a magical drink, libation, it's spirits. Can you dig it? Start calling me, what's the guy's name? The god
Tom Cruise?
Dionysus.
Dionysus.
Dionysus, Greek god of spirits.
And ice.
No, not so much ice.
Ice.
He probably
Drinks
had
on the
ice.
rice.
He probably had ice.
I mean, the name.
Okay, Dionysus. So, Larry Fink is the president of a corporation called BlackRock, which is the biggest corporation in the history of the world. They're running everything, and these things that are taking place are meant specifically to collapse your country, if you are an American.
Yep.
It's collapsing other places as well, but the Americans, they need to collapse them because the dollar
values
is
everything.
done. There's no more. And switching you over to a CBD, a digital currency, means that you're going to have money, just don't have any backing.
Right.
So understand that the reason why these things are taking place, the wars right now, and then trying to go to war with Taiwan, has nothing to do with anything other than they need to bankrupt you. You understand? Like, does it make sense that you're talking about Ukraine, and I don't like the loss of life, and I'm against war, all wars, but you send a country in Europe $100 billion, and then you cut off the people in your country, whether you're a Democrat or Republican, which we don't subscribe to,
at all.
We don't subscribe to neither one of them. They
No.
both are the devil to us.
They're wings of the same bird.
That's a better one. That's nice too. Let's not find something else because a bird is nice. I like birds. So
It's left wing, right wing. That's where the bird came from.
okay, well I'll accept that for now. So
It's not mine originally either. I can't take the credit.
So here you go. You can plug this one in.
It's on your side.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead. I'm gonna plug this in.
Okay. Yeah, so basically, look, Tucker Carlson is down. He is about trying to figure out what's going on with America. And he's the only one that has been telling the truth and exposing what's taking place in regards to the corrupt FBI and CIA. And in regards to what's going on with this presidential election. Like, understand that, listen, Tucker Carlson, I think he even had Kanye on because he wants to hear everybody out. He is not about silencing people, and you have to feel some kind of way about the people or the entities that are for silencing people. You know, this whole thing with, you know, listen, we can't even keep a channel, you know, because we can't speak freely. We can't say even what happened to us because it contradicts what an agenda is telling you is supposed to be happening when that's not what's happening. Real things are happening to regular citizens just like you and I, but no one's talking about it. But Tucker Carlson, he was talking about it, at least regardless of whatever you don't like about what he said in the past or anything like that. Now is the reset time. Now is your time to get your shit together and to get on the right side of history. So hear everybody out.
And
you would think
if you don't, they about to smash y'all.
Yeah, and you would think that everybody would want to hear all the potential the presidential candidates. Like, look at how many times Kanye was on. He was on Cuomo. He was on Carlson. Alex Jones. He got on all these different platforms to talk about what he was talking about. But you mean to tell me that a Kennedy can't get on any mainstream media?
And
a Kennedy?
And FYI, because we're not old enough to know, but most people don't know that during World War I, it was illegal to speak public dissent about World War One. So, like, literally every time they go and do these crazy, ridiculous wars, they create new laws that punish people who are dissenting against war. Especially if you're familiar with what took place in St. Louis, where they raided the house. The FBI, of course, they're the dirtiest. The FBI are just federal cops, so it's not like a situation.
No, these are thugs. These are gang members. This is a gang. Like, everybody wants to talk about Bloods and Crips and all of these things, but these guys are gang members. It is a gang, and they
threw bombs into the house of this leftist black organization in St. Louis.
They threw bombs into Malcolm X's house. They threw bombs in everybody's house.
This cat is 82 years old, and they arrested him and his wife because he's anti-war. And you see the same thing taking place to a group in Florida who are anti-war. So basically, they're literally prosecuting people for just dissenting.
Yeah.
And this has happened before, but we're just here putting information out.
Listen, we haven't done anything in a while, but today I felt inclined to
compelled.
Compelled.
I like compelled better.
Okay. What is it? That's from The Exorcist. The power of Christ compels you.
Dig it. That's true. It's good.
So I felt compelled to do a live.
Better, more empowering.
Yes, I felt compelled to tell you guys that, listen, all of this is a smokescreen. Tucker Carlson did not get fired for no lawsuit or none of that kind of stuff. He got fired because he gave Robert F. Kennedy a platform to let people know that he was running for president. And the craziest part is people still don't know. Like, did y'all know? Y'all in the chat, did y'all know that Robert F. Kennedy, the guy who was responsible for the Died Suddenly documentary, the guy who's responsible for the Vax documentaries, you know, did you guys know that he is running for president in 2024? Like, you know, John F. Kennedy's nephew. Like, honestly,
Robert Kennedy's son.
Yeah, like, honestly, like, just those names alone with him would get you on the news.
And Larry Fink of BlackRock. Please understand that Biden's financial advisor is a former BlackRock executive. Kamala Harris, one of her highest cabinet members, are BlackRock investors. So our entire governmental system, this cabal, they're calling it, BlackRock has got someone in there. They're the biggest company in the history of the world. They're like 3 times bigger than Apple. They're humongous. They're in everything, and they have an easy plan of what they're going to do. And it's simple. They're planning on starving you. They're going to starve you. They already started. They're burning up all of these processing places in the food plants. They're poisoning your water. They're poisoning your air. It's already happening. They're poisoning the soil. And then they are sending money overseas to other places. Understand that if you're going to send $150 billion to Ukraine, if they would have sent $148 billion and gave $2 billion to Americans, that would help Americans out who cannot pay their bills. They literally cut food stamps by 90%. They cut dental off of these things. So listen, they are basically draining the economy to keep everybody fucked up. And people got to figure something out. Understand that the crash, we're already in a recession. You understand that the Biden administration just redefined what a recession is. A recession is characterized by 2 quarters of negative GDP. We've already had 2 quarters. We are already in a recession, heading for a Great Depression. Understand that. What most people don't know is that when you're talking about our debt, The American banks are $85 trillion in debt that is off of the books. They're crashing the dollar. If anybody's been following this de-dollarization that the whole world has jumped on board, and forgive me for telling you something you already know, I'm just trying to share things with people who may not have heard of it. You need to go and look at the BRICS nation, BRICS. It stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, South America. The BRICS nations have all come together as a balance to the G7, which is America, Canada, Paris. France. All the biggest economies in the world are known as the G7. The BRICS nations are counter to that, and they are leaving the dollar. The Saudi Arabians are
settling each
their
other's
debts.
debt with other currencies.
Saudi Arabia is about to remove the petrodollar. India, China, Russia are working together with oil. The embargo that was placed on Russian oil has backfired. It's not hurting Russia. Everything that this country and this president, who is a traitor, is doing is killing our country, your community. I'm not trying to be an alarmist, but I swear to God, if people don't figure this shit out soon, they've already set your demise in place. BlackRock, understand that the military-industrial complex and BlackRock make money off of war. They're making mass profits. Understand that there was a billionaire created every day in America during the lockdowns. So while you're suffering, people are getting filthy rich. They call it war profiteering. Eisenhower warned against this back in the day, saying that the military-industrial complex is the most dangerous thing to American society. We have to get a grip on it. It is here. The media don't report nothing. They're 100% in the bag.
Yeah.
BlackRock owns part of Fox, CNN, NBC. BlackRock owns everything.
Well, just look at this. Look at this. For all the people who are into Democratic and Republican and all that kind of stuff,
Walk
whatever.
away.
All I'm saying is this. Look at what's taking place.
Paraplegic, how you doing, brother?
Hey, what's going on? You have a situation where you have a president in office who, I must constantly remind you all, is not fit for duty. Cognitively, he would fail any physical to do any kind of presidential anything with dementia. Okay? Let me finish before I lose my thought.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I
I apologize.
He keep trying to throw me off, y'all. He's so rude. Anyway, he is not fit for duty to be a president, so already he's illegally in there. And I'm saying that, and this ain't got nothing to do with voter fraud or nothing. He can't pass the physical. Anyway, you got him in there with his son, who is doing foreign exchanges with countries who we're not supposed to be in bed with. And you don't hear anything being taken up criminally. You don't hear anything about an impeachment. You don't hear anything about that. But what you do hear is the Republican candidate who's running is being indicted. Well, actually, he just got booked for paying a woman who he slept with before he was president. And you have
Horseface.
You have a silenced Democratic candidate running with a Kennedy last name who is being silenced completely. So you have to look and see what's happening. The people who are doing all the corruption, the people who are money laundering all through Ukraine and everything that's taking place right now aren't being brought up on any criminal charges. Nothing is happening to them. The mainstream media is not talking about them at all. Oh, and I know you all are saying, well, how y'all not talking about Don Lemon? Listen.
Don Lemon should be twerking somewhere.
Don Lemon.
He's a twerker.
Is the system understands about balance, which none of these buffoons that work for these administrations or any advisors seem to understand. You have to have a balance. Now, it's already being thrown around that anybody who speaks against the mainstream agenda, anyone who talks contrary to anything that is being fed to you, they get deplatformed for telling you the truth.
Or fired.
So
Or killed.
they can't tell you that they fired Tucker Carlson without white Tucker Carlson without firing a gay black man who follows all the rules. He's like collateral damage. He was like such an easy loose end to just throw in the trash. He did nothing wrong. He did exactly what he's been doing forever. He did all, he followed all the rules. He did everything he was told. What they did to him was really fucked up, but it's just
Why don't you explain to
par
them
for the course.
how Don Lemon got fired? So for people who don't know.
Oh, Don Lemon got fired today as well. For anyone who doesn't know, but I'm sure all of y'all already know, Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon got fired today. Don Lemon was fired from CNN, and Tucker Carlson was fired from Fox. And Don Lemon didn't even know he was fired, just like Tucker Carlson. They did not know they were going to be fired today. In fact, Don Lemon put a post out saying, you know, that they didn't even have the decency to call him or have a meeting with him to tell them that he was letting them go. They just told his agent that he was gone.
Sent him with a text message.
That was it.
Yep. Lemonade.
Yeah, so
But you don't. When the world deals you lemons,
you make lemonade.
can you dig it? Listen, Don Lemon was telling everybody to take that jabby jab. They getting jabby his ass out of there, the jibby jab. So, you're going to find there's a pattern that's taking place in this particular time in history, which is hilarious. All dissenters and everyone who goes against what this narrative is getting fired or killed or stolen on. For example, the gentleman from Project Veritas. What's his name?
Man, why don't I know his name? Just tell me his name. I can't think right
The
now. I've
founder
been
of
drinking.
Project Veritas was fired after he exposed
What is his name?
the Pfizer blah blah blah. But what they're not telling you about
What? Oh,
is
that's
that
my phone.
the cryptocurrency folks. Do you guys know how many Google for yourself. O'Keefe. James O'Keefe.
James O'Keefe. Thank
O'Keefe,
you.
Project Veritas.
Thank you.
Who gave us the answer?
Everybody did.
Appreciate
Everybody
it.
jumped
Listen,
in.
y'all listening?
Y'all helped us. Thank you.
While everybody's paying attention, we appreciate that. It means a lot. I want you to Google how many. See what Beverly just saying. He's always got something amazing
Did
to
you
say.
know it's exactly the same as the movie called The Network? Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. Hold up. I want to pull it back up. Hold on. The same as the movie The Network. I'm sick of it. I'm going to take it. I'm not going to take it anymore. You remember all the people yelling out the window? Yeah, like, come outside. Come outside. Yes, exactly.
I didn't see that movie.
No, you do know it. It's a real old movie. Well, you know I see
Oh,
it.
you mean the guy was like, I'm sick and tired of
Yes,
nothing? Oh, yeah. Find that clip.
Yes.
So, what I want you to do is, I would like for you to pull up how many cryptocurrency CEOs have died suspiciously under crazy ass
and
circumstances.
then Fed Now drops.
You understand? Like everything that goes against the narrative, people end up dead. You dig? Like in 1 month, just 1 month, 4 billionaire cryptocurrency providers, CEOs died in just 1 month. Like anything that's against this narrative, they are taking them out. Anybody who says anything
Here
other
you
than
go.
the narrative, yeah, this is it. Play it. Beautiful
I have to tell
speech.
you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad.
Turn this up.
It's a depression.
What's up?
Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it.
Fair use.
Fair
You know,
use.
the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Yeah, you
I want you to get up right now. Get up, go to your windows, open them, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. Things have got to change.
How many stations does this go
You've
out
got to
by?
get mad. You've got to say,
I know it goes to Louisville and Atlanta.
We're not going to take this anymore. Then we'll figure out what to do about the depression and the inflation and the oil crisis. But first, get up out of your chairs, open the window, stick your head out and yell, and say, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Who are you talking to, Harry?
CGG Atlanta.
Are they yelling in Atlanta?
Woo!
Listen.
Y'all like that? Ow! Listen.
It's time to get mad as hell, right?
Listen.
Shout out to
Do
Bad
y'all
Police,
realize
because that was right on
Paraplegic-
time.
Hey,
That was right
that's
on
my man.
time.
You know, he from Baltimore. So,
That's
you know,
right.
He
He know he
represents,
he
Paraplegic
been
don't-
mad as hell.
Paraplegic don't play no games. What happened?
No, they just saying we stopped
Copyright.
it. Yeah.
Oh.
Fair use, YouTube. Fair
Yeah,
use.
yeah,
This is
and-
for educational purposes.
And F you, YouTube. I'm trying to cut down on some of my cursing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. But do y'all realize they've been doing the same game, and that speech you heard
Is relevant today?
because they keep doing the same things to us.
Pull
and
up
they,
the ballot and the bullet.
Yeah, they keep doing
Malcolm
these things
X's
to
speech.
us. Like
You can play that
they
right
keep
now.
with the same games and the same trick, talking about oil, inflation, the banks,
Depression.
and then they want to put in transgender now.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, like, come on, like, God, jeepers! I didn't curse. I would have saw the curse. Jeepers!
All I know is you better not drop that N-bomb. That's all I
Hey,
know.
listen, I won't. I haven't said the N-word because I'm not allowed to.
That's right,
because
because he's
I'm
no
not
longer black. So, I'm
So
just
I'm
waiting for
saying,
that.
listen, we are at a tipping point.
Mm-hmm.
Things are going to get bad, really bad, before they get better.
If you don't
It's
if
we
you
gotta
don't
go
stand
through
up for something, and I'm saying that figuratively because shout out to my brother Bad Pelagic, but I'm just saying you got to stand for something.
We have to get rid of the labels. Get rid of black, white, straight, gay. Let's just call ourselves, just for now. Can we just call ourselves Americans for now?
That's right.
Just call ourselves. Forget that. Let's get rid of everything. Let's do this. Let's get together and let's get rid of these people who are driving us into a ditch. And we can argue about the rest of that stuff later. Like, we could talk about transgenders later. We could talk about the fake environment later. Let's argue about that later. But let's see that
And
they
let's
are,
stop voting these fraudulent people in office. And listen, I do not believe that our votes even count. Like, I believe that these people are selected, not elected.
Yeah.
But what I'm just trying to say is when we find a situation where a Joe Biden gets in office, we should be really fucking screaming because we
Listen.
know that we did not put that person there.
Listen, Joe.
He's a criminal.
Not
He's
just
a criminal.
that. Joe Biden is fit for one job.
Sleeping.
No. I mean,
Weekend at Bernie's.
yes, 2 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Biden should be a Walmart greeter.
No, he wouldn't be able to stay awake. He wouldn't even be able to stay awake. No, you gotta be awake for that.
That's true. I'm part-time. Patak, y'all got a Walmart greeter as your president.
He should just be the study person for sleep apnea machines. Like they should just have him do just this sleep study things. Just let him that's the best he could do, because you see this man is fumbling walking, fumbling talking, and everything he spews out of his face is loud, inappropriate. Like,
and plus he be having that crack of white in his mouth all the time. Like he be eating
and
mayonnaise
then
sandwiches all the
that
time.
one eye he got be looking real weird too. I don't know what's going on with that eye, but something not right with that one eye he got.
So we're simply saying that you guys ain't gonna listen to us, and that's fine.
Nah.
But
we just felt like we should tell y'all the real reason why Tucker Carlson got fired.
Yeah.
So, I wish we could get someone into the Congress to actually care about how we do get some in that will not put Israel first, the billionaires second, the Americans last. Absolutely. Oh, shout out to Enemies Public too.
Yeah, so no one's gonna listen to us because I'm a crazy man and you're the woman of a crazy man.
I'm a sidekick.
No, you're no damn sidekick.
What am I?
You your own kid.
Co-pilot? Am I the goose?
No, the goose died.
I don't want to be the goose.
No, we're partners. It's my partner.
In crime.
Yeah. So listen. No one's gonna listen to us because we're crazy, which is fine.
No one's gonna listen to us. No one's gonna listen to us because they're gonna be like, well, these people, they can't do nothing for us. They can't help us. They can't do this. And it's like, well, we trying to help you now. We trying to tell you what the hell is going on. So you're gonna have to put forth some effort, to
and
get
we're
your
selling.
voice heard.
We're selling a plot of land here in Mexico. A
Bonnie
big
and
plot.
Clyde.
Can you dig it? No. See, Clyde. No. Clyde was gay. I gets it in. Clyde was gay.
Or impotent.
I'm neither one of those. Can you dig it? You understand? Can you dig it? Gets it in. Ow.
Hence all the children sleeping upstairs.
I do. So
it's all good. We got the reference though.
So yeah, we appreciate it. So I'm simply saying, like, listen, we're not trying to make light of this because
you better make light of it, because you should just, honestly, if you don't make light of it, you need to be balled up in a corner crying.
Yeah, but
seriously.
Right now the people are acting out of desperation. And what's taking place is desperation right now.
At its finest.
But you have to understand this part. We're down here in Mexico, and we don't get all the conveniences that we typically used to when we're in the States.
Right.
But we do feel a whole lot safer here currently because
it's really bad where y'all are.
They about to blow y'all up, man. And we're not trying to make light of it, but they about to.
Nah, but seriously.
Everyone is getting off the dollar.
Yeah.
The de-dollarization is taking place. You got Iran involved, Saudi Arabia is involved. Brazil just decided to get rid of the dollar. Brazil right now is taking Chinese currency right now. Mexico is about to become a part of BRICS. All the nations are saying F you to the USA at the same time. So what's happened is this. The people who run the world, like BlackRock and the gentleman, what's his name again? Larry Fink, had made a decision, okay, we're going to get this new world order in. And we're going to put these people in charge and control all of our systems and the media to push this narrative. Unfortunately, they picked some of the dumbest, incompetent buffoons historically you ever find. Like, they picked some unqualified people to do all this dirt. You dig? They stupid.
Don't wake up the babies.
They stupid.
That's better.
So they picked all these people who are unqualified and stupid and did everything so stupid. And you understand, World War I, they made it a crime to dissent against the war efforts. World War I, they didn't have the internet. So you got millions of people knowing what kind of buffoons are running this thing.
Right, they didn't have Twitter.
So the people who are really pulling all the strings, the BlackRocks, the Council, the 300, those people are pulling the strings like, oh man, these people, America's over. They made a decision that America is done. Black, white, poor, rich, all of y'all are over. It's done. They made a decision because the people who they put in place to implement all this change are buffoons. So basically, like, listen, we got to cut our loss because we can't be connected with all these dummies.
Look at the president's son. Like, literally, the president's son is a total embarrassment. You know, not just for Joe Biden, but for us. Like, understand that.
I'm embarrassed. Listen, being Crump embarrasses me.
Well, that's a whole nother thing. You just gotta bring him up.
Listen, I got a riddle for you.
Oh my God.
They made a movie
I don't know what he's gonna say.
about Big Crump taking a shower. You know what the movie was called?
Psycho.
Gorillas in the Mist.
You know, do you ever been in an awkward position where you don't know what you're supposed to do? I don't know if I'm supposed to just be honest.
Gorillas
You know what?
in the Mist, you get it? He's a gorilla in the shower. It is mist. Gorillas in the Mist. You get it?
Or it's a miss.
No, you messed it up. He messed my joke up.
Totally, I did it. That shit sound like something off a popsicle stick.
Hey, listen. Hey, listen.
You got that shit up on Laffy Taffy.
No. They don't talk about Big Crump and Laffy Taffy.
You sure?
Unless the banana flavor.
He pretty popular.
He may be. I'm saying these things right now. We're saying these things knowing that no one's going to listen to nothing we're saying because it is what it is. However, we want to make sure that we are on record. We are on record stating these things and these things to be factual.
Yeah, because guess what, y'all? The day is coming when y'all gonna have to look back at this shit and we gonna be like, we told you.
We told you. And
we told you.
The day is coming when if you sit by and watch and do nothing and allow them to do this to you and your family and your community, you're gonna look back and be like, I should have did something.
Yeah, we all standing in that bread line for some stale ass bread.
The worst thing in the world is regret. You don't regret the things you did more. You regret the things that you didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's for doers, you know what I mean? People who do things. People who don't do nothing. But the people who are doers, you regret not doing something, especially when it's right in front of you. So, is there anybody else we need to talk about? Oh, so, the people who are affecting change, like the gentleman O'Keefe, Tucker Carlson, can you dig it?
And today,
You know, we're not doing so well. I mean, you know, I'm sorry, we're doing fine. The system has to silence you.
yeah, listen, we can't even get in the algorithm. Like, literally, my video, I purposefully titled it the way that I did because everybody else got that same kind of title. I assure you, we will not be in any algorithm because they terrified of us.
Yeah. So,
Because understand that I want you all to just do a little homework. Just put in, why was Tucker Carlson fired? And tell me if anybody told you why he was actually fired and not because of Dominion voter fraud or because of a 60-minute interview. See if anybody tells you that it's because he gave airtime to the Democratic presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy.
and do a little other homework for yourself. If you disrupt the narrative that's taking place, they fire you, kill you, cancel you, all these different things. Look at how many cryptocurrency billionaire CEOs have been killed in the past year.
Murder.
Killed. And they're billionaires and they're young. Because if you have a central bank digital currency, aka CBDC, Bitcoin and these other type of cryptocurrencies serve as an obstacle for them implementing what they want. So they just get you out of the way for the people who are going against the narrative.
And understand that they're not even trying to be discreet about what they're doing,
not.
because literally the dude from Cash App was murdered, and the very next day, can you make another one, please?
Sure.
The very next day, FedNow dropped their Cash App like app. Do you understand? Like, it wasn't even 24 hours before this man was murdered before they did that. So they're not being discreet about anything. Everything is in your face. And honestly, I don't know what to tell you to do other than what that man told you in the network, to yell out your window and say, I ain't taking this shit no more. I'm mad as hell. Cause you should be mad. You really should be mad.
And tell them about the food. Now understand that they're planning on starving y'all.
Oh, because they're blowing up all the food plants.
But
they're killing all of the animals. If you're a meat eater, they're killing all of the cattle, all of the chicken. The chickens can't even have sex to even make eggs
show
anymore.
them this.
They're pumping this
Show
up.
them this list. And you got scroll over too.
I don't know. Can y'all see that? I'm gonna read it to y'all because this is a lot. I wish that. Yeah, I'm gonna show. This is an updated list of U.S.-based destroyed food manufacturing plants. 4/30/21. Monmouth Smithfield Foods pork processing plant.
Can you send it to Jess and he put it in the chat?
It ain't gonna show.
Oh, I don't know. Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I can. I can put it in the chat.
Yeah.
But no, it's too many characters, Santana.
Is it? Okay. Is it
Oh, I could put it in the description. I'll
Yeah.
put it in the description at the end. But so far, I'm looking down, and it has been, since 2021, it has been 65 food manufacturing plants that have exploded.
No. That only goes up to April of 2022. So that list only goes to April.
Oh, yeah. So this is just from 2021 to 2022 of April. And 65. I mean, that's astronomical. So, this is a very incomplete list. I must tell you, Mr. Can you dig it?
Well, no, it's only 22.
I'm just saying, I thought it was up to 2023, but it
People
is.
are
It
saying
stops
it's
at 4/19/2022.
Right.
And that last one destroyed 58,000 chickens.
They've destroyed.
And you guys, how many of y'all are complaining about the egg prices? Because eggs are expensive. All these things that were, economically readily available for families, because eggs are something that most people use, and you can stretch it, and, this is just something that was it's like bread. It's like bread.
I'm not to cut you off.
What?
Hey, whoever heard that Benjamin Crump joke? Tell me, do y'all think that was a funny joke? I just think it was funny.
That shit sound like it was off a popsicle stick.
I keep thinking about it. I think it was a good joke.
It sound like it was on a popsicle stick. Or the bubble gum.
What's it called?
Gorilla Mist.
No, the bubble gum. Bazooka Joe.
Bazooka Joe, yeah.
Bazooka Joe. So,
Bazooka, it would have been Bazooka No.
or Booger with Joe. So, it's important. We found just through, what did it say?
His inner child. So there's your answer. Thanks for being honest, Jess.
All right. If anyone was offended by the Benjamin Crump joke, I apologize. Somebody tell Benjamin Crump that I'm sorry, because gorillas don't take showers; they take baths. So, what we've learned, part of this crazy movie that we're all in, that we've agreed to take place in, because this is all a movie. We've learned that it is important that when something happens to you, you're supposed to behave a certain way when certain things happen to you.
That's what that movie was telling you. That's what he was saying in the movie The Network. He's just like, listen, all this crazy shit, and we're not doing it. They're doing this. They're doing this to us and then telling us, now you've got to behave in this manner because this is the new way of doing things because we say so. And we should be angry about this. We should be. Understand that they locked you away from your family for 3 years and told you that you couldn't bring your grandchildren around their grandparents unless they jibbity jab.
And listen,
that is insane. Like Christmas, Thanksgiving, all the things that mean something to certain people.
And understand that they keep calling people conspiracy theorists, right? But check it out.
But everything came true.
But you know what didn't come true? Iraq war. Like, y'all understand
Or a
that
cure for COVID.
the Iraq War, like, understand that they just lied to us. The intelligence organizations lied to all of us and said that there was weapons, and it was a lie.
It was a lie.
When are we going to stop?
And everybody knows now that 9/11 was in-house
Check
cooking.
it. If anybody pull up for yourself, you're going to see that it just got released, I think today, that the 911 hijackers were CIA recruits, and they were living with an FBI agent in California. Pull it up for yourself. You don't have to believe me. You ain't gonna
Please
believe
do.
us because
Please look at it,
we
y'all.
crazy. Woo, we crazy. Pull it up for yourself. It's out that the CIA, they recruited the 911 hijackers. Pull it up for yourself.
Y'all better share this
They were
video because
living with
they
an
probably going to
FBI
cancel
agent.
us after this.
Oh, F them. F them.
We are in the post cover up era. People don't care about the truth because they no longer want the truth no more. Isn't that the craziest thing in the
Well,
world?
guess what? The truth. See, the thing about it, people ain't never been to a disaster site. Most people, and people don't know how things look after a war. I've had the privilege of dealing with these things. I volunteered at Katrina, and I was over at the Houston Astrodome giving people glasses and a little bit of hope, but also. I was in Berlin a couple years ago for an organization called Global Children on the Move. And they were all the children who were products of the war in Syria. So,
Well, I just want you guys to just close your eyes for 1 second because you don't need your eyes to see. Close your eyes and just envision you being 7, 8 years old again. And you're laying in your bed after dinner or whatever, and then boom, bombs are just coming down. And then that never stops for like 20 years. Just imagine what that's like. Like, it's children this is happening to.
Yeah,
This is
none of us
families.
know what. Most people don't know what the aftermath of war looks like. No people don't know what it looks like, and. It hit us one particular year, 2017. We were in Paris, and it was some little girls in Paris of Syrian descent.
Twerking,
begging
y'all.
for money, twerking. They
For
came
money.
to my car and started twerking for us because
Open the car door,
tried to
y'all.
snatch me out the car.
Yeah, it was real.
Yeah.
It was real.
But we don't know what war looks like because war has been taking place in many other places, and
Because we take it everywhere else. Everybody
Right.
takes their they don't do
but
it
it's
there.
not we taking. It's the same organization. Understand that the same organization that destroyed, that was in control of Germany, that we call the Nazi parties back in the 40s, is the same organization that's over here in America. It's the same people. Understand this. After World War II, America became the #1 superpower in the world. And you ask yourself, well, how come Russia wasn't #1 and chose #1? The reason why Russia wasn't #1 is because all of Europe was destroyed by the Nazi Party. Understand that the Germans went to war with everybody. They went to war against the French. They went to war against the English. They went to war against the Russians. They were going and starting wars everywhere they went, that Nazi Party. So they destroyed all of Europe. Then Operation Paperclip, look up for yourself, all the scientists and the warmongers came here and created the CIA, NASA, and Disney World.
Matter of
So
fact,
it's
guys,
the same organization that keeps going around destroying everything, but now it's time for Hit America.
I did an interview with a grandson of someone who was a courier during the Operation Paperclip. I think it's on the YouTube. I think I downloaded it to here,
It's
but
on
if
YouTube.
not, it's definitely on Rumble. It's 3 parts. And y'all know I don't do this for views or nothing like that. But look at the interview, because his grandfather talked about a lot of the things, and he talks about the Carrington event, and he talks about a lot of things that we don't have any idea of what's taking place around us. Like,
But
we
it's
don't.
the same regime. The same people who did everything in Germany in the 40s are the same people who are doing it here. I don't understand why people don't see that. It's the same people. Their job is to create chaos.
Yep.
They
And
created chaos and
destabilize.
destabilize. Understand?
That's all they do.
That's all they do. And they're here now. And we as people got to figure something out, and we're just trying to tell you, and it is very important for you to be on record during this time. I promise you, because this big script, this movie we're in, at which all of us are acting, we are not acting in accordance to what's taking place to us. You understand? Cause and effect, the Einstein law of relativity. For every action, there's a separate and equal reaction. Well, if an action takes place and you do nothing, you're not playing your part. So we're just saying that it's important for you to play your part. You're going to regret not playing your part, because this is a big movie, and you're going to get back and look at your movie and be like, damn, they said what they were going to do, and they did it right in front of us. So I would encourage you to look up BlackRock and Larry Fink, and look up how many organizations they own and how many of their members are in our governments. And I mean, from Joe Biden to Kamala Harris to every influential politician that's running our country. And understand that right now there ain't no red or blue or Democrat, Republican. There's purple, because they're together. It's the system against you, and the system is only protecting itself, because it needs to leave here to go somewhere else and destroy it the same way they destroyed Europe during World War II. It's this time to get destroyed. Understand that the Soviet Union collapsed in 1992. Pull it up, I forgot when.
Oh, no.
But the Soviet Union collapsed because the Soviet Union was trying to keep up with America and its military capacities. Well, that's why the Soviet Union collapsed. Understand that America has more than 800 bases all around the world.
Mm-hmm.
So the military-industrial complex is collapsing America. Too many things are known. For example, a big portion of this population knows that the moon landing was fake, and the world is what you see. Well, if they're spending, not many people know that our GDP, 45% of our GDP goes directly to the military-industrial complex without your say.
Mm-hmm.
And you're talking that more than $54 billion has been funded into NASA.
Yeah, so like, even if you are a skeptic in regards to flat around, I'm saying throw the shape away. Throw the shape away, unless you are a physicist or something like that, or into magnetism. That's the only way that's going to really matter to you. What I want you to just stop is the fact that they lied to you. We have concrete evidence to prove that they lied to us about the moon landing, and
Slavery,
everything that NASA is doing is a
everything.
lie. So I'm
people
just
know
saying,
now.
like, because they got a real good way of trying to make everything a debate or make everything a fight, and I'm trying to dismantle the fights. And I'm just saying that let's just stick with bare facts. That's why I said, okay, let's throw away Hunter Biden's little pink penis coming down the slide and him smoking crack. Let's throw all that in the trash. Throw all that in the trash. Let's just stick with the emails and the bank statements showing the transactions that are illegally going on with a country that we are giving a whole lot of money to right now, okay? That is called money laundering. Let's talk about the fact that,
too.
yeah, the FTX. Let's talk about the FTX and how they funded the Democrats and the Republicans.
Well, no, they gave $36 million to the Democrats, $100,000 to the Republicans.
Don't matter. They gave each party money, and this was a fraudulent entity. Let's talk about the fact that the moon landing did not happen.
And 51 FBI
It did not happen. And 51 FBI agents were at January 6th.
No, they wrote the letters. It was more than 51.
Oh,
51 agents
well-
lied and said it was Russian disinformation.
Well, yeah, 51 FBI agents said that the laptop was disinformation.
When it was in their possession for a year.
Okay, so I'm just saying, let's stick to the fact. Forget the minutia. Forget the world being a ball or being flat. You could argue about that all day. I'm talking about, let's just stop with, hey, the people in power are lying to us. So once you find out someone has lied to you, now let's ask some questions. Why are you lying to me? Why do you need me to believe what you are saying? So stop there.
And it's more.
Listen, Tucker on and on this side of things, Tucker is trying to make you open your mind and see what else is going on. I don't care about the things that he said before. Like I said, don't look at Tucker. Look at yourself. Look at the things that you've done in life that you would pedal back on now.
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because you've lived.
And you were lied to. You were misguided.
Yeah.
You know,
like we all have been.
And
we all have been.
Fair use. Fair use. Fair use. This speech is my favorite speech in the world.
They probably gonna give us another copyright if you do that.
What's it gonna do?
It might take off the video. Cause we already got one.
So
like if we didn't have this banner that's still there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, all I'm saying is this.
Oh, you know what you can do?
Okay.
Look up the words and just say the speech.
Oh, that's a good idea. Look, you're smart, ain't you?
That's what
Those
I'm here
Baltimore
for.
City public school education goes a long way.
And Dumbo, Walbrook, Lamau,
Dig it.
Hilton,
John
Elementary,
Eagle Howard, Lansdowne in the house.
Elementary, Cherry Hill, Dopefield, Murphy Homes. What's that a song called?
I forgot. We gotta find it.
Is that what you like about weed?
Who?
The club song. What do you like about weed?
I'm not sure.
No, the one when they talking about all the. Come on, Bear Pelagics, help us out. The club music when they talking about all the different neighborhoods in Baltimore.
No, it's just words. They didn't really get to a point. It just
Sandtown, Murphy Homes, We're gonna play it for y'all one day. Not today, because we already got a copyright strike. Y'all gotta learn about Baltimore club music.
So, I'm going to read the speech. It's
Fair
the
use.
best
Thanks,
speech.
thanks, Big Philly Dog OG. But they don't care about fair use.
All right.
I got a big banner on my thing right now telling me.
Something. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna read this speech to you, okay? This is a speech that Cyrus gave in the movie Warriors. It's the greatest speech ever. It's my favorite speech ever. You want to read it?
You
I'll
read
read
better
it.
out loud.
Okay, listen.
I read real good out loud when I'm by myself.
So just for the record, I know how to read. I used to not read good out loud. so don't sit back and be like, this nigga. I mean, this. I apologize for you black people out there. I use the N word.
Y'all heard him say it.
I apologize.
Y'all heard him
y'all
say
thinking,
it.
This guy is this guy.
I heard what you said. I'm offended. I'm offended.
Well,
I am offended.
I'm sorry. You know you can't say the N word unless you're black.
Especially around this black queen right here.
Dig it. So I'm gonna read you this speech, okay? And this is from the movie Warriors. This gentleman is a hero of mine. Matter of fact, I mean, honestly, he changed my life. But he was talking to a group of people. And I'm going to read this speech to you, okay? And I just want you to understand, I don't want y'all to listen. When I heard Ben Crump talking for the first time, we going to get the banana peels. We're going to get
With the string.
We going to eat plantains. We don't care. If it
They
look like a
hard.
banana. He don't care. He calls
Do y'all know how many variations of bananas there are? Do you know that there is so many different kind of bananas?
They actually got
It's
rid of
unbelievable.
they actually got rid of the better banana. It was called the.
I know. I remember we watched that documentary together.
Yeah, they changed the bananas up because there was a much better tasting banana that our grandparents grew up on, but because the shelf life wasn't long, they gave us this new banana that we're eating. Matter of fact, go to Ben Crump's Twitter feed, and he has a whole slew of information about bananas. He's like a bananaologist. Ben Crump, the bananaologist. So let me read
All
this speech to
bananas
you.
are cloned. Not the ones down here. The ones down here got seeds in them.
Yeah, dig it.
We get the little bit baby bananas down here, and they got seeds in them.
All right. So it starts like this.
Try to see if you can find. Go to the
Grapes.
Asian market, Bear Pelagic on Route 40. See if they got little baby bananas, and they should have seeds in them, and they're the best bananas for you to get.
So let me read this speech to you. It goes like this. Can you count, suckers?
Mm.
I
I'm
said
the
the
crowd.
future is ours if you can count. Now look what we have here before us. We've got the Saracens sitting next to the Jones Street Boys. We've got the Moon Runners sitting next to the Van Cortlandt Rangers. And nobody is wasting nobody. And that is a miracle. And miracles are the way that things ought to be. You're standing right now with 100 delegates from 100 gangs and over 100,000 more. That's 20,000 hardcore members, 40 counting affiliates, and 20,000 more that are not organized but are ready to fight.
What?
60,000 soldiers.
Mm.
Now, there ain't only 20,000 police in the whole town. Can you dig it?
Can
Cheer.
you dig it?
Got cheer. Now, here's the sum total. One gang could run this city. One gang. Nothing would move without us allowing it to happen. We could tax the crime syndicates, the police, because we got the streets, suckers. Can you dig it? The problem in the past has been the man has been turning us against one another. We have been unable to see the truth because we've been fighting over 10 square feet of ground, our turf, our little piece of turf.
Hello.
That's crap, brothers and sisters.
Crap.
All we have to do is keep the general truce.
Truce, my baby.
We take over one borough at a time, secure our territory, secure our turf, because it's all our turf.
What? Am I supposed to be cheering?
They're talking. I gotta get to the part where he says the other part.
I'm
They doing a
cheering.
whole
I'm
scene.
cheering for you.
You're doing good, baby. You are killing it.
I know.
Oh. All right. Well, this thing ain't got all the words to it.
All he's saying is, can you count suckers?
Listen, there's
With
400
more of
million
us.
of us.
Right.
It's 100,000 buffoons, like complete buffoons. Let us deal with the buffoons in a non-violent way.
Non-violent.
Non-violent. We don't believe in violence.
No.
Let's deal with
Not
these
in
folks.
my house.
Let's deal with these folks. Let's get together and deal with these folks. And then after we deal with them folks, we can start talking about transgender. We could talk about Gervonta Davis. We could talk about anything you want to talk about. But the time for action is now. Can you dig it?
Can you dig it today?
Can you dig it today? So, there was one more thing I wanted to mention that was I thought was important. I can't even think about it right now.
No, but it's all good. Listen, we came on here we wasn't even planning on being on
we
here
figured-
like that. But like when we saw what was going on and we saw that the narratives that all the media is trying to spin for you guys, we wanted you guys to know, like, no, the reason that he was fired, Tucker Carlson was fired, was because he gave Robert F. Kennedy a platform, and Robert F. Kennedy was completely deplatformed from YouTube and everywhere. He had to create his own network. I think it's called Children's Defense
.org or something like that.
Hold on, let me tell you what it is, because it's important that you know, because his site is showing you guys what's really taking place. This ain't no conspiracy stuff. These are testimonies, and as far as I know, testimonies are supposed to be the things that decide whether a person is guilty or not guilty, right? So I'm gonna tell y'all, it's childhood defense chd.tv. I know that's what it is. chd.tv. Look it up. Childhood defense .tv. It is a whole platform that Robert F. Kennedy established after he was completely deplatformed by YouTube and all of mainstream media.
By reading facts.
Yeah. Testimonies of people who got sick. I'm not going to say what it was from. Go to the website and see for yourself. But it's all on the screen.
I thought I'd give it a cool effect.
No, who wants that? Not a jazz club. So it's testimony of people who were injured. It's testimony of what's taking place in our government, because YouTube deplatformed him. Now understand, this is a Kennedy. So if a Kennedy can be deplatformed, if Donald Trump, a former president, can be arrested for having sex with someone and paying them to shut the fuck up about it before he was a president, or the no affair. You know, if these things can happen to these people, what do you think they're going to do to the little peons as us? Come on, guys. Come on. Wake up.
Precedent with the president.
Wake up. So, you know, and the president that's in office right now, who I'm going to say again, is illegally in there, throw away the voter fraud and all, and to suppress information prior to the vote. But he cannot pass a fit for duty. I don't know if anybody really understands how important that is, but everyone has to get a physical in order to play in these roles that they are hired for. It is called a fit for duty, and you cannot pass a fit for duty exam for a president and be cognitively impaired with dementia. Like, this is crazy that this is really happening. Like, even if you throw away all of the things that are pretty compelling to know about in regards to voter fraud and suppressing information prior to the election, but medically,
they're trying to cut you off.
I know, whatever the hell that is. Medically, he is cognitively impaired. And it did not happen during his presidency. This was before. I believe he's stage 4 with dementia. It's a big deal. It may not mean anything to you, but trust me, it's a big deal that you can't pass the physical.
And he's got a perfect defense. You know what he's going to do when he gets pulled to trial?
I don't remember nothing.
Exactly.
And y'all voted for me knowing that I wouldn't be able to remember.
Yeah, so he's already got it out.
He's covered.
He's covered.
You're not.
You're not. So I'm just simply saying, hey, listen, y'all. Everybody can't get on the boat. Everybody will not get on the boat.
They will not.
But this thing is happening in lightning speed. Like they're destroying that dollar so quickly. And when the real numbers hit the books of the banks, understand that $85 trillion aren't even on the books that the banks are hiding. But all of it's
10
coming out.
centuries.
85
10
trillion,
centuries
like our
worth
debt they
of
talking
dollars
about.
has been printed,
85
y'all.
trillion, like what you call them, J.P. Morgan, and Charles Schwab. Charles Schwab is about to fail. Look it up. Look it up. It's going to be just like anybody who's ever been fired from a job. They go to work on Friday and then come back Monday and the place has been out of business. That's what they're going to do to y'all. So,
So don't go to work. Say, listen, y'all can quit the pimp.
right.
You understand
They make you do it
that-
to yourself.
You understand that the prostitutes, they get a pimp. Like literally, they can just stop working for the pimp. And if enough of y'all all work for the same pimp, you know, the pimp can't beat all y'all.
Right.
That's all I'm trying to say.
And unfortunately, the life that you want to see for your children and your grandchildren, sacrifices have to be made for them to have a better tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I understand it's uncomfortable. We know all about
Hell yeah.
uncomfortability. You know, we know about uncomfortability, but
But guess what? Guess what? Within this crazy journey that we've been a part of, we've learned to love pieces of it.
yeah,
And you do, and if you got a partner in this, you know what I mean, it makes it a little easier,
a lot of these.
you know. But you know, you'll learn to love it. You'll learn to love pieces of it. So I'm just saying that you
The
get
struggle,
to,
you love your struggle.
yeah, you do.
Listen,
You
the
do.
reason why you people are stuck to this whole thing, this whole narrative.
What do you mean, you people?
You know, black people.
He's
The
teetering,
reason why,
y'all. He's
the reason why you
teetering.
people.
I'm gonna let him use black people just because he has to be able to explain himself.
Not me. I'm not black.
No, I know you're not black. That's why you're talking about black people.
Right. The reason why we're connected with this skin color is not out of pride, but it's out of a struggle. We've bought into this whole narrative of being black because of the black struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Because you grow to love the struggle and
Yeah.
different aspects of it. It's like the people who go to jail, like, yeah, I did 15 years
Yeah.
up at Rikers Island. It's not like they wanted to be there, but
You got through
you
it.
got through it.
You know what I mean? Like, it's something about getting through
something.
something that's hard,
Something
and
hard.
and you know what I mean, like, and persevering through
Yes.
that.
And
It's
you learn
something
to-
rewarding about that.
You learn to love the struggle. So I'm saying
Yeah.
that these things aren't going to take place without you taking some action. I'm not saying get a gun and go and kill nobody, nothing like that.
But
I'm
don't
saying-
be complacent.
I'm saying
Don't,
organized.
Yeah.
Like here's the thing. I just found out recently that all the sermons that come out of every church, even the little churches on the corner, the Vatican sends everybody the sermon for the week. Even in the hood, everywhere they tell them what sermon to do. So understand that what we need to do is that us independent content creators, when we have a discussion and we have something that's pressing, we need to all speak on a particular matter at the same time to get the information out there.
Yeah. And
You
not
know, we
no
need to start-
bullshit.
You know, like I don't want to use the word talking points because I don't like that terminology. But
You said it.
if we're talking about January 6th, 6 platforms, 7, 8, all the platforms that you know, that day we should all talk about the fact that
We should
the
kick it like the
FBI,
media
we
does.
do it the same way.
The same way
The
that
same
they
way.
do,
And it's
except we
not a-
tell the truth about it.
And it's not a hard thing to
Yeah.
do. Like telling us to get together and do something is hard, and telling people to get out their house and do something is even harder. But let's organize in a way. Let's use their tricks. You hear them using the same talking points. Well, let's start doing that. Then when you hear a topic that's being discussed, let us bring that up on our separate platforms collectively so people are aware of it and it's getting more eyes
It
on it.
becomes the news.
Right.
Understand that we can create our own syndication. We can create our own network.
And that's not a hard
We can
thing.
do
And
it,
it costs
like,
no money.
yeah.
It costs no money.
But everybody's got to be in it.
Let's-
Like, I
let's-
suggest that, you know, I'm not saying do what we do, but I'm saying that
Nobody
a
can do
good
what we do.
suggestion.
Nobody can't do what we do and how we do it.
High
Can you
five
dig
it.
it? You today. Nobody
That's
can't
right.
do it like us.
That's
Can
right.
you dig it? Don't do what we can't. Don't try to do what we do.
But a good suggestion would be for you guys to discuss why Tucker Carlson was fired, so it can spread, because a new narrative needs to come out. The truth
And like,
narrative needs to come out, and not what they want you to believe.
Right.
And understand that they are trying to bury the fact that Robert F. Kennedy is running for president, and he is the one making awareness about jibbity jabby injuries. He's
And
the one who's
the
making
war.
awareness about the
banks.
war and the amount
And
of
the
people
water.
who are over in these other countries dying senselessly. These are children, these are
Lost children.
families, these are people that just
like us.
live there and are being murdered for no reason. Our military is over there murdering people for no reason.
And they
This
don't
is
know why.
not even our war.
Yeah.
They're just taking orders.
So yeah, like for example, we discussed Robert F. Kennedy. Make it your point to, when you do your podcast or you putting your content out, to mention it. Like all of us mentioned it, like during that day.
But you know what Tucker Carlson did that no one else did? He interviewed Robert F. Kennedy, the Democratic presidential candidate that is taking place right now and is trying to get awareness, is trying to get a platform, is trying to let you know that there is someone else coming out here defending your human rights.
And understand that we're not Democrats nor Republicans. Right now, the Democrats are the evil party. They're terrible. The Democrats right now are horrible.
Yeah.
And we're not Republicans either.
No.
But we have someone who is spreading awareness to the population and is speaking the language that all of us are speaking.
Yeah.
And the only big outlet that he was on
Was
that person
Fox and
just,
Tucker Carlson, and he got fired.
So
he got fired.
let us start repeating these talking points, and let us not delve into things like race or Democrat
Or
Republican.
voter fraud or anything like that. Like,
Let's get out of
Yeah.
the things that keep dividing us, because for you folks out there who like Ronald Reagan, you gotta keep in mind that Ronald Reagan is the one who started the whole thing called qualified immunity, which made it that the police can kill you if he's in fear. And Ronald Reagan is also the one that built all the prisons and took away the social programs in the 80s. And then here comes George Bush. He's also the same one that did the tax cut that broke the economy and gave all money to the rich and collapsed
and gave
the
everybody
government.
crack pipes.
And also ended us into an illegal war in Iraq. And our intelligence agency lied. I want you to understand that afterwards, Barack Obama came into office, and he continued everything that George Bush was doing.
Hello.
And then Donald Trump came into office, and he put us on this whole lockdown. And then Joe Biden came into office and kept us in a lockdown. So it's not a situation where Democrat, Republican, black or white. It is a system against you. So please just be cognitive of that. Use your
And
cognitive
understand
skills.
that your president is not being indicted. Your president is not having talks of impeachment, but the previous president who had sex with someone before he was the president and paid them to not talk about it got arrested. He got arrested for that.
So everyone who is dissenting on the current narrative is being shut down, arrested, or murdered. And these things are right, but we're sitting back watching them. And when history takes a look at this, depending on how this thing tips, your grandchildren are going to ask, what were you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're in a food line, you're going to be asking, why didn't I do anything? So this is just a mere suggestion. We're not trying to give advice. We're just trying to say that, hey.
And we're not trying to incite violence. We're
Nothing.
not trying to do anything.
We're
We're
trying-
just
we're
trying
trying
to
to do
say,
the
hey,
opposite.
listen, you don't even have to have a big platform. But if you have a YouTube, if you're on here watching us, then that means you have a YouTube channel. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be active on it. But you can make a video and say, hey, is it weird to you that no one's talking about Robert F. Kennedy being a candidate for the presidential election of 2024. Like literally, you could just make a 5-minute video just to talk about, has anyone heard of this? Does
And
anyone talk about this?
what's about to come
Anything.
next is they about to hit y'all with the bird flu. They about to hit y'all with the bird flu. Like, this thing ain't gonna
Achoo.
stop. Achoo. I think I got the bird flu. People from Baltimore know what that means. There's a song in Baltimore. Anybody want interested in hearing it? It's called Scramble, Coke, and Crack. Is Smack is it?
Scramble Coke is
Smack.
Scramble. You taught me the song actually.
Pull it out.
Scramble Coke and Smack. Yeah, it's Smack.
Crack.
It's Smack.
Scramble, Coke, and Smack.
His name was Lil
Lil-
Goose.
No,
No, not Lil Goose. It's Lil Scooter.
Little Scooter.
Lil Scooter.
Little Scooter. Look, pull it up. It's called Scramble, Coke, and Smack by Little Scooter.
I think I got the bird flu. Achoo.
Yeah, it's from Baltimore. People from Baltimore are fully aware of it. Pull it up. It's a very, very ignorant song, but it's slick though. It's slick.
How we know? But we from Baltimore. Just stop playing. We might be old, but we still from Baltimore.
So it's not gonna be easy, but nothing worth fighting for ever is. And if you want something more, you gotta let go of what you have sometimes. So we're just simply saying, hey, we are the power. All of us are the power, and we need to keep our power. And if you don't, it's gonna be taken away. And
It already has been. So like dude said on the network, like, you know, like y'all are literally going against your own natural inclination of what your body is supposed to do. Like being submissive to the things that are taking place, you know how you feel inside. You should be mad.
you should be.
You should be mad.
A hero dies, but one death, and 1,000 coward dies 1,000.
There you go.
And ultimately, you're worried about your health and your life, as we all should be. But they tricked us.
Mm-hmm.
Death is a gift.
Yes, it is.
Death is a gift, and they done tricked you and don't realize that death is a gift. And we're not asking for it yet, but understand that people have a peaceful look in their face when they're passing because
Listen,
it's
why you
peace.
think it's so many unsuccessful suicides? We hear about the successful suicides. You don't hear about, make another one. You don't hear about the unsuccessful ones, and that's because they did not earn whatever it was in order to be able to transcend. Because death is a gift. You don't get to just leave up out of here and then just be a know-nothing piece of shit and don't do nothing. No, you're supposed to put something towards this thing. And if you haven't, then it's going to be hard. So, you know, stand on your square. That's all I'm saying. Stand on your square. I hope that it means something. I hope that you guys take heed to the information that we've given tonight. You know, I haven't been active on live or anything like that because it's just crazy out here. But, you know, I really want y'all to know the truth. I really want y'all to know what's going on. And we don't have any sources to know what's going on outside of our daily life. Like, even if you don't want to watch mainstream media, you still kind of got to tip in there just to hear what the noise is that they are saying. And if you're not following everybody because of your bias, because, you know, as black people, we're not supposed to watch Fox News. Like, literally, it's so stupid. Like, black people are not supposed to watch Fox News. The only reason why I watch Fox News is because Santana's not black anymore.
I don't know.
But no, for real. For real. I watch wherever I can get information. And I suggest that you all do that. And do not let these constraints deprive you of that. You won't get another copyright. You won't get a copyright. But it's a song. It don't take long. Take it off.
I think I got the bird
Okay, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. I'm trying not to get this taken down because I really want y'all to. Y'all know we don't do this for likes and shares or none of that shit, but I really want y'all to share this because y'all need to know why these people are being deplatformed. These people are being deplatformed because they are trying to tell you the truth and they're trying to tell you the other people who are trying to tell you the truth. So please, oh my God, turn it off. Turn it off. Yeah, we can hear it. Turn it off.
We smellin', scramble, cook and smack, we smellin', scramble, cook and smack, we smellin', scramble, cook and smack, we sellin'.
All right, turn it off.
Okay.
Hurry up. What are you doing?
Okay. That's bird flu for Baltimore.
When we going live next, I don't know. Well, listen, I didn't even plan to go live today, but today was so crazy. And when I saw the media doing what they were doing, it was like, nah.
We were compelled. Like, listen.
The power of Christ compels you.
This system does things in a. We're all living in a numerical construct. So they choose certain dates to do certain things. So when they use these certain dates to do certain things, we need to, we make sure that even if we're tired, like we are now, that we put a message out so we can use that same energy because that energy is available for all of us. It's up for you to know when to grab it. And when I see a power play, then I get out of bed and stop doing what I'm doing to make sure that I capitalize off that energy. It's all numerical. You know, Tesla talks about it a lot. I've been studying Tesla a lot. So, woo. I don't think there's anything else that we touched. Well, anyway, if we didn't touch upon something, we'll try to get it on the next conversation. Want to give a shout out to Gervonta Davis for representing Baltimore and winning this fight over the weekend. And for you folks who have who watch this craziness between these two crazy people, we appreciate you. We appreciate you hanging in there and listening to these two crazy people talk. But understand that we like to be on the record with things, and if there's something that we can share with you that you may not know or a different insight, then we feel we've done our job. I was deplatformed immediately. All of my channels got shut down immediately because I screamed out to as many people as I can, under no circumstances do you get that shot put in you. And we stopped a whole bunch of people from getting that shot. So my job is done. But we like to make sure we go on record because it means something to be on the right side of history when this thing flips. And with that being said, we're pretty much done. If anybody has a question or want us to elaborate on something, the time is to ask it now. If you have a question on something.
Yeah, because we about to go out. Our 4 kids are sleeping.
And I'm sleeping now.
And it's time for us to turn this thing in. So we appreciate y'all for hanging out here with us, the 24 of you, the whole 24 of you. And watching me get drunk. North and Long, Emerson and Bryce, Pennsylvania. North need to say... wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, no, not Ty. Okay. North and Long, Emerson, and Bryce, Pennsylvania, and North need, I say more. I messed up.
That's the song.
North and Long, Emerson, Bryce,
okay, all right.
and Dolefield. Murphy, Holmes, EA. You got me remembering it now.
We appreciate it. It's a Baltimore thing for those who are sitting back like, they're crazy.
We singing club mixes. Listen, look at the club music. Listen, some of the best dancers, the best singers, everything. Have a great night, sweet dreams. Same to you guys. Have great dreams. Manifest.
Or Woman Fest. Lady Fest.
That was actually okay. That was
Woman Fest.
That was okay.
It wasn't better than my Ben Crump joke though.
It was better.
Hey, if y'all think my Ben Crump joke was hilarious, give me some ones if y'all think my Ben Crump joke was hilarious, man. That was gold.
Or say nothing for respect.
Don't see anyone. Well, you know what? It was for me then, guys. I mean, gosh, what is that? Is that a kid?
See what
So, hey, listen. This is all of us are playing our roles in this movie.
Yeah, so
And,
play your role, y'all. That's all we saying. Play your, oh, you baby, you got a one.
I'll
Look at
take it.
you.
I'll take it. I'll take
You
it.
got your one.
And listen.
I'll take all of the silence.
Well, here's the thing. The things you're most proud of in your life, that you could be most proud of in your life, and this goes for all of us, aren't the easy things that you've received.
No.
It's going to be the hard things that you achieved. Can you dig it?
Can
Wow.
you dig it?
All right, well, I only seen one, so I'm going to get rid of that joke.
No, that means that they got respect. The silence was for respect. Respect.
So,
Consequences.
consequences. so that's all, and we hope y'all had a good time with us, and we're going to
Yeah, and listen, like I said, even if you don't even do YouTube stuff, do a short video. Just be like, hey, did you know Robert F. Kennedy is running for president?
Or
and
tell
Tucker
somebody.
Carlson was the only person who interviewed him, and a week later he was fired. Like, literally, like,
Tell people.
We're not trying to take credit for being the first people. We want you to spread this.
Yeah.
We want this to spread like COVID.
Just yeah. So and listen, people gonna look at you strange, and I don't care how people look at me because everyone's
No,
demonstrated.
we don't give a fuck.
Everyone's demonstrated that
He's not even a black man no more.
I am not.
Yeah. What are you?
I don't know. Can you dig it? I'm a frequency, baby.
That's right. I like that.
So, on that note, we're gonna try to do this a little bit more. We've been busy with the struggle, and but we've been learning to love the struggle.
Yeah. Watch you make me feel better. You did, and thank you for answering my prayer. Oh, listen, thank you, thank you.
My prayer? Wow.
Listen, thank you for sharing that with us because that means a lot.
Yeah,
because,
listen.
you know, we really want to, when we get on here, we really want people to hear what we're saying and really take something from this. You know, like
you're important, believe it.
yeah,
listen,
like we don't get anything
have a
from
role.
this, but your energy and you
if we make you
leaving
feel
this
better, that makes us
with
feel
something,
it makes
it
us feel
makes
great.
us feel amazing. It
Yeah,
really
listen,
does.
If we made you feel a little better about something, or we made you laugh, or we gave you some information that may be beneficial in the future, then hell, we're very happy to do so. And
that's what we do this
yeah.
for. Honestly, that's
and
what we
it's
do it
beautiful.
for.
And whenever something beautiful is taking place, I'm always a person in the front of the line. I want to be a part of something beautiful.
Even if it's to tell a bad joke.
Well, listen, I got like 2 ones.
You got one.
Oh.
One? That's like one of my favorite oh my
Puff Daddy?
god. No,
Oh,
my
no.
favorite Supreme Clientele.
Oh, gotcha.
Ghostface.
Ghostface.
One of my favorite songs is
One.
One.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Supreme Clientele.
Supreme Clientele.
Gotcha. I
That's
thought
my
you were
joint.
talking about Puffy.
Supreme Clientele. If anybody wants to look into any Wu-Tang albums, Supreme Clientele, Only Built for Cuban Links, Liquid Swords, of course, Into the 36 Chambers.
Don't forget about Shimmy, Shimmy, Y'all, Shimmy, Yeah,
Oh
Shimmy,
yeah, Brooklyn
Give me the
Zoo.
mic.
Brooklyn
Take you
Zoo.
away.
Okay, Brooklyn Zoo definitely gets it. But you know, like,
Hey, listen, you never know what a person is going through. You never know what a person needs. And if we're providing anything that's beneficial, we're happy about that, and we want to be a part of that.
even if it's scrambled coke and smack.
Exactly.
You know,
Even if it's that.
I think I got the bird flu.
Big
Achoo.
Philly Dog OG. Pull up a scrambled coke and smack by Lil Scooter from Baltimore. It's hilarious. So, but we want to be a part of the beautiful things.
Yeah.
And
The beautiful ones.
The beautiful ones.
As Prince said.
And we want to.
On the purple couch.
We're learning to love the struggle, because regardless of what you're going through, even if you're going through a struggle, the struggle is your story.
Yep.
And it's your duty to love your story. Love your story. And
Love it.
you're here for a purpose, every single one of us. And some of our purpose is to run the mile in under 4 minutes. And some of our purpose is to just to stand up and give an old woman your seat on the bus.
Or just to say, hey, I watched the whole thing. You know what I mean? So even that is monumental, because we're all just energy. We're all just frequencies. We're all just light. And as soon as we start realizing that this ain't even real, and
not real. We're a projection.
and we're just energy, we're going to get so much further ahead. You know, like we're surpassing AI to a level that you just can't imagine. AI can't do what AI does without us. Just don't forget that.
Right. So, don't just sit idly by and watch the world move around you. Take control of your life, take control of your destiny, and follow your heart. Your heart.
Yeah.
Follow your heart, and I don't mean what you want. Follow your heart.
No, what your spirit is telling you, because it talks to you. And where does it come from?
The Eustachian tube.
What?
Eustachian.
And what did Eustachian do?
Eustachian?
Yeah. What did he write?
Oh, Eustachian is the anatomist who's responsible for all of the medical terms in your body.
And
so he was able to label all of the parts of your body.
But where did he decide to put his name on?
He put his name on the Eustachian tube because it's the most important part of our humanity. It's how God talks to us.
I love it when you talk that talk.
Can you dig it, baby?
I can dig it.
So that's all. So I'm just saying, take control of your movie.
Yeah.
And write your own script.
Yeah. So all right, y'all. So with all that said, we're gonna go and get some sleep. So good night. I hope you guys please spread this information and
Gorillas in the mist.
let it. He's still pushing it, y'all. He's still pushing it. He's still pushing it. I am not. I do not approve this message.
Whoa.
But y'all, manifest, get this message out. Please see what's actually taking place, and
Act.
be able to look at mainstream media and get something from it. Don't just be offended. I get it. I so get it, because they're just liars. But understand that they're still giving you information.
So more
And
importantly,
use your common sense. Use it. You have it. Use it.
and don't be afraid to hear something out from a person that you don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Honestly, the worst thing you do is to ignore your enemy. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not
because
gonna
listen.
your enemy. Listen to what your enemy
Yeah,
saying.
because listen, Donald Trump has said a lot of crazy stuff. But Donald Trump is on the record as the first politician to say the FBI is corrupt. So I'm just saying, like, please just listen to what people are saying. Just listen to it. Whether you don't like something they said 30 years ago or not, just listen to what they're saying now, and just any day, listen to what people are saying. Just listen. Throw away your bias.
Yeah.
Throw away whatever ideas you have in your mind that you are supposed to go along with. That, baby, that's for me, because I'm killing it right now.
I thought it was for my joke.
But please, just listen. Listen to what is being said here. Just please hear.
Hear yourself. Oh, one more thing. I wasn't going to get into it. The biggest trick that was ever played on us was to believe in God. Let me finish for those who are offended. The biggest trick ever played on us was to believe in God. And what all the Renaissance artists were trying to tell you was that all of us are gods. We're all gods. And by telling you some external force is coming to save you is setting you up for defeat. You are your own God. I'll get into that another day. You are your own God. And all of us are all collectively, you know, the making of Adam, this particular picture, the making of Adam is a picture of a brain. It's just letting you know that the God lives in your mind. And that is the God they're talking about. And they tricked you and tell you that you got to listen to some other man who never talked to God. You are your God. We are all individual gods. All of us are gods. So take your power back and take your power back. You are your power. You are your creator. You are everything. You are divine. Except Ben Crump. He's a booger wolf.
Gorillas in the mist.
Oh, one more thing. Just something to kind of consider too. The implants in the communities, in the government, in the church, in the schools, in the institutions. You know, like everybody always talk about the Rothschilds. You hear people talking about BlackRock. Well, understand that there's an implant that was the biggest implant of our generation. And
Is your neighbor.
well, I mean, your neighbor. But the biggest implant that we all know is a guy by the name of Jay-Z. Because he's literally telling you that he's Rockefeller. The Rockefeller agenda got put into hip hop by Jay-Z, Rockefeller. He's letting you know, Rockefeller. He's pushing the agenda of Rockefeller. I've been meaning to say that for a while, but I've been forgetting to say it. That's it?
I think that's it.
Hey, you guys. Feel free to use that Gorillas in the Mist joke anywhere.
I'm sure you can get it on any popsicle stick in the supermarket.
I won't even, listen, y'all can have
so
it.
you don't forget it.
Yeah, you know, y'all can go and use it. Matter of fact, tell it to somebody else and see what they say, since, you know, y'all must not have heard me, what I said.
All I can say is you got a lot of respect.
Yeah, very, very, very colorful.
Very colorful.
All right, we're gonna check out this piece, and we're gonna get some sleep. And it was good talking to you guys.
All right, good night, guys.
Good night, folks.
Can you dig it?
Today.